So when I say Japan, I think most of you guys would think of Nintendo, Sega, video games, robotic, and technology. Well, I'm here in Shibuya, and I'm walking to the Nintendo store here in the heart of Tokyo. And basically, I'm going to show you guys, a view of what the place looks like. It's certainly one of the most popular things to do if you're into gaming and video games and stuff like that. This is a beautiful mall, guys. There's like so many things here, so many stores. It's gonna be a heck of an adventure to find this place. All right, but you have a tremendous amount of brands, different stores here selling everything from clothing to, variety of stuff. Burberry, Parco. This is definitely the bougie part of town. Parco jewelry store, Hermes, anything you want, you got it here. All right. Now Tokyo is very crowded. There's a lot of people here. So for a lot of the places that you want to visit, you will definitely need to get your tickets early to actually get things done. So I didn't do a very good job of that. I am guilty as charged of no planning, right? But we're gonna try to locate this place, man. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me see if I can find the signs, anything at all. Ah, that's the rooftop park. Now, let me get up this way. So, guys, there's a very beautiful view here. The Shibuya sky view, I think it's called. It's really, really nice, and that's something I really wanted to do. So I hope I get a chance to do that before I get out of here. I walked inside and I'm still looking for this place. I have no idea where I'm at. So I was helped by this amazing couple. Again, speaking of the kindness of the people here, man, like they didn't even speak English. They literally looked on my phone, saw what I was trying to, and they were able to say 6th floor. People are friendly, but I have to get used to walking on the left, man. Because US, even when you walk on the left, and here you have to stand on the left, as you guys see. And it's the same thing on the street too. You see, it's the opposite. Just like the way the drive is reversed compared to us. In the US, you'll be standing on the right and walking on the left, but they do the opposite here. All right. So it's basically that. So here I am arriving at Nintendo. I hope I can get inside. Here we are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the spot, man. So let's go check it out, man. The home of Mario. Oh man, this is so cool. Wow. I feel like I'm a kid all over again, getting in here. I mean, they have every little thing here. Who did not play Mario when they were a kid? Who did not? If you are visiting Tokyo, let me save you from one of the biggest mistakes I've made. Never go to the busiest spots on the weekend. Places like the Shibuya Sky or this Nintendo store, for example. Major stores like this are overflown with people, making it almost impossible to shop comfortably or even look around. If you actually want to enjoy these places, go on a weekday when the crowds are smaller and you have a much better experience. One thing I want to tell you guys is it's crowded in here. All your little clothing. Wow, this is nice. Mario, everything. Mario pencils. I was really excited to come here. This store was one of the main things I wanted to see in Tokyo. I walked in. I felt that rush of nostalgia. It has been such a huge part of my childhood. And I know many of you have your own stories with it as well. But honestly, it was just too crowded. And with all of these options, I ended up feeling completely overwhelmed. In the end, I left without buying anything. which was disappointing, but at least I got to experience it. I tell you what, it is so crowded. I have a hard time even getting through the aisles here. And people even stand in line here. I wonder what the line is for. Oh, they stay in line to play this game right here. Okay. And it's like a must-do here, but I can't get inside. It's just, the line is just too long. I figure we're in the area, right? Let's check out what they got. So one thing I want to point out here, guys, is you have so many people coming in and out of the stores, right? You have all the paraphernalia you want here from Nintendo. Then you have Capcom over there. Look at all the people coming in and out, and there's no like security gates here. You know, in the US, you have something here that will beep if somebody's trying to steal something. And here, people are so honest, and despite that, there's a lot of tourists here as well. You know, you don't see any of that. People can literally walk in and out like that. You know, in the US right now, it's really bad with like, you know, people breaking things and stealing. Even in the broad daylight, people come in like bust into these jewelry stores often and steal things. And here, it's not the case. You know. People are not stealing. Lots of people in the store, but the lines are actually not bad. The lines are not bad at all. You know? It's definitely a stop I had to make here. Come and take a look. I really want to buy something, but I don't even know what. It's like I want everything. I feel like it's my childhood here, man. Oh my gosh. I think I'm good here with the lines and the crowds. I didn't get a chance to do everything I wanted. I was discouraged with the crowd, and randomly I decided to visit the anime district of Tokyo. It's an area by the name of Akihabara. Let's go take a quick look. The metro here is very intimidating, guys, so I'm cabbing it. See, look how many people. Wow. So instead of taking the metro, I decided to cab it. I'm hungry, haven't eaten all day. Late nights, late afternoons. Ooh. As I'm reflecting here on my time in Japan so far, Tokyo, I want to say that I really like this place. You know, I like how safe it is. I really enjoy the vibe in this country quite a bit. It is different than what I expected. You know, it's fascinating to see a city with so many people. You know, so many people, and yet they keep it relatively safe and they keep it clean. Now, I had a lot of apprehension before coming here, partly because of the things that I saw on the internet about people not being necessarily friendly and stuff out here. I think there's a difference between people not being friendly and people just minding their business and not paying mind to others. It's any big city, New York, you know, for example, people they mind their business, you know. But I haven't had any interactions here with anybody that made me feel uncomfortable. Not a single one, you know. People have been really friendly here. It's not what I expected, really, and I'm not just saying that. This is a place that I would definitely like to return to. Tokyo, Japan is off the chain. Amazing, amazing place. Welcome to Akihabara. I think I'm butchering it. This is about 30 minutes away from Shibuya. This is supposed to be the electronic neighborhood, okay? So there's a lot of different electronic stuff here. Feel the vibe. I'm very hungry, man. I may have to start with something like this. Wow. Looks like they have everything. Let's take a quick look inside this store here. Definitely a lot of anime drawings and posters. Here you have a glasses store. I'm a little bit lost here. I'm gonna step back outside. One thing I want to point out with these areas here is that there's like no trash cans. Anywhere. No trash cans. Akihabara is a buzzing shopping hub, famed for its electronics retailers, ranging from tiny stalls to vast department stores. It's definitely a place that I need to come back and explore deeper. But I was so hungry that I decided to grab a quick bite. Unfortunately, just as I sat down to enjoy a beer, a buddy called me up and invited me to have dinner with him in Shinjuku. So I had to cut my visit short. Akihabara is a beautiful place, full of gorgeous lights. Tokyo in general is a beautiful place, and I'm glad that I'm here to enjoy it all. So I called a cab, and just like that, I was back in Shinjuku, an area that has been really the epicenter of my time here in Tokyo so far. Today was a very interesting day. I feel like I'm chasing against time. I wake up, next thing I know it's 2 o'clock already. And then I say, oh, another hour. So time is really going fast on me here. Really, really good. But one thing I didn't expect is that they don't do the rainbow roll, the dragon roll, you know, all these fancy sushi things we eat in the United States. They don't have them here. It's basically like the same cut, but also what he was the point he was making is that because it's all you can eat, maybe they don't put in the quality. Because I have to tell you, I've had better sushi in the US, and being in Japan, I was expecting it to be, except the last things you ordered. Which one was that?
Bluefin tuna.
Bluefin tuna was good. Yeah, that was the best part. Bluefin tuna. Guys, I have to apologize. There's so much I want to do here, but I'm exhausted. The time difference. This trip is going really fast. I actually was supposed to be gone already, but I'm still here, trying to enjoy a little bit more. But there's so much to do. But I'm not trying to do everything either. I want to get some rest. So I'm just giving you guys some little snapshots of my experience here, as much as I can. That's what it is. This theater here has like a Godzilla on top, and it's a very popular picture people are taking here. Very popular. So when they see the camera, they turn around like this. As I was explaining on the previous video, they get very, very shy. I was thinking, oh, it's Friday night, it's Saturday night, that's why this place is so special. But this is like this every single day. It's Friday every day in Tokyo. Let's talk about some of the observations that I have made here. And keep in mind that most of the things that I'm going to be talking about are as related to Tokyo, not Japan, because Japan is a big country and I'm only here in the city of Tokyo. So first, let me start with the Tokyo Tower right there. All right. Yeah, it was inspired by the Eiffel Tower, the original Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. And it's actually slightly taller. It's slightly taller. It's a TV and radio tower, as my understanding. I'm here in this, I would say, bougie area called Roppongi Hills. If you've seen the other previous video that I was posted on my channel, I was in this area that is really known for the vibrant nightlife. You can basically check it out. That's where you find the red light district. That's where you find a lot of bars and other things. The pace is a little bit slower here, but you still have some bar. There's a curry house right there. And I saw there's a blue white bar over there. So anyways, I wanted to come and take a look at what's going on over here as well, just to see the vibe is a little bit different. Roppongi, that's what it's called, Roppongi. This is a little bit more upscale, you know what I mean? So you have a little bit more expensive stores on this end. It's raining, man, it sucks. But anyways, the one thing I first want to mention is the smoking culture. Japanese people do smoke, very few of them, but you won't really notice it. Like, your clothes, when you come back from France or something, your clothes smell like smoke because a lot of people smell like smoke because they smoke so much publicly there, in Europe in general. But here in Japan, it's a little bit different. People do smoke, but it's forbidden to smoke on the street. So you're gonna see a lot of no smoking signs on the streets like that, basically letting you know that you're not supposed to be smoking there. They have designated smoking areas. And the same goes for food. When people have food in general, you're gonna see them walking to a specific place and eating. I haven't really seen somebody, eating and walking here, Although I don't think that's forbidden. I think people just have manners, they very respectful. The second thing I want to mention is the formality of the Japanese people. Japanese people are very, very formal, you know what I'm saying? So like, in the US, you would like shake hands, you would give each other a hug, a dap, maybe a kiss on the cheeks. In France, they do 2 kisses on the cheeks. Well, here in Japan, it's very different. People actually just bow down, they bow, and there are different levels of bows. And apparently, depending of the feeling for the person, meaning if it's your boss, if it's your parents, different things like that, the bow may be a little bit more extreme or whatever. So that's one thing I noticed. If you meet somebody, Like I had a friend who went on a date earlier, and like normally people at least give each other the initial hug or something like that. You will not see that. You will not see that here like that. I'm not saying nobody does it. It's just I haven't seen it, and it's something that really shocked me. It seems like people kind of keep their personal distance to themselves. The other thing I want to talk about is clothing. You see, the way this girl is dressed like that, that's the standard Japanese girl look. Some of them have like these very long socks. I mean, they look like teenagers. And many of them aren't, you know what I'm saying? But they look like, I would even say middle schoolers. So it kind of shocked me, like the style that they carry here is very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's just I have never been to a place where people, so many girls dress that way. Like very long socks and their shoes and like a tight skirt. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, it kind of reminds you of like a private middle school look. Or it's just very interesting. And just not something that I was expecting. Many of the people here actually look like the anime characters that I've seen, the cartoons. That's very, very interesting. Another thing I want to talk about, guys, is the public transportation. I was shocked here. I was truly, truly shocked. If you know where you're going and you have no problem and you're not intimidated by the metro system, I would say, guys, you're going to have a blast here because the train goes everywhere. And I've taken my share of Ubers and I've taken my share of trains, and I can tell you that the Uber here is very expensive. You can expect to pay close to $35 to $40 for a 15 minutes ride. You can expect to pay that. But if you're not afraid of getting lost, then you speak English?
Yeah, I do.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil and half
Brazil?
Japanese. So
Wow, I love your country, man. I go to Brazil all the time. All the time.
Just take a cab. So
Yeah, what part of Brazil?
Brazil, it's huge.
No, I know, but what part of
Where
Brazil?
Where are you from?
Me? Washington, D.C.
Where?
Washington, D.C.
Is that country?
The United States.
Excuse me, man. Like, yeah, put yourself as United States.
What's that?
Yes.
Well, that was a very interesting encounter. Let me get back over there. He's drunk. So, huh?
Yourself, it's not you think yourself. You can go around and everybody should be stand for yourself.
Okay. All right.
As you call it's very natural, but sit for you, stand for.
Okay. So anyways, you can, huh?
You're in Japan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a little bit weird.
Okay. So the next point I want to mention is the public transportation. You can expect to pay close to $35 to $40 for even a 20 minutes ride here in Tokyo. I don't think the traffic is really bad. So that's basically what the Ubers look like. You have premium, you have Uber taxis, but most of the things that I've taken here is the Uber taxis. So going back to the look, see what I was telling you about with the socks and the skirt or the short, that's the standard look that you would find here. Another surprise for me was the public transportation system. Guys, you don't really need to drive here. Like in Tokyo, you can get anywhere you want. Anywhere you want by taking the metro. Be ready to get lost. You know what I mean? There are just so many people. This is the country that I have. This is the beast. My worst nightmare is the Parisian metro system. I get there, I'm using Ubers, man, because I don't want to get lost. By the time I figure out where I need to go, I'm running late. So if I'm in France, I'm freaking catching a taxi. And here, it's more expensive to move in the taxis. The metro is even more confusing to me. I mean, it goes everywhere, right? It goes everywhere. Everywhere you want to go, you will find a station near there. Like the city of Tokyo is covered, you know what I mean? It's well covered. So it's just so confusing because there are so many stations. So it takes time to really understand the lines and the numbers. But the good thing with this though is the kindness of the Japanese people. And I really want to point that out because honestly, it's not like I'm always thinking that where I'm going is going to be a bad place. But no, it's just, guys, I hate to say this, but there are certain places that when you have a certain complexion, it can be sometimes a problem, right? And you don't always know until you get there. So based on some of the videos I've seen about Japan, I felt like maybe I would not feel welcome here. I felt like maybe I would be a little bit uncomfortable here. And guys, I haven't had a single bad encounter here, except the one that just happened that you saw with that drunk guy. Everybody has been super friendly. If there's a language barrier, there's a language barrier. That's what it is. But there will be nothing here that will make you feel like you are unsafe. I have not seen a single cop, you know? The whole entire time, I can tell you guys, I have not seen a single police car. My whole entire stay here. My whole entire stay is very safe. It's very safe. Like I know, you know, in many places, you know, in the US in the evening, in Europe, in the evening, in the major city, you know what I mean, you can feel a little bit, you know, unsafe sometimes, depending on where you are. But here in Tokyo, the place it's a huge city. It's a huge place, right? I didn't go everywhere, but I can tell you it's very safe. Like there's like, people are very well mannered. You don't see homeless people. You know what I'm saying? You really like, man, I don't know, like I like it here. You know what I'm saying? It's really not what I expected at all. You know, it's really not what I expected. I thought it would be more in line with like a Bangkok, you know, like has a city with a little bit of an edge, but like that's not the case at all. That's not the case. They have amazing, kind-hearted people here. So that brings me to the other point, you know, the kindness of the people. In the US, I think people are very nice. You ask for direction, people will stop and help you. You know what I mean? And here is the same way. It's just sometimes when people don't talk too much or when people are more discreet or mind their business, people say, oh, they are racist. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. The Japanese people have treated me well. I don't speak Japanese. The only Japanese word that I've learned is arigato, for thank you. That's the only Japanese I've learned. Nothing else. Nothing else. So another thing I want to point out here is the prices of things. I think this is probably one of the most expensive countries I visited. And where I really felt it, because it's just me, so like I didn't have to like pay double for food or something, like I was not going out like that, except like drinking a little bit in the evening. I can tell you guys, you know, the biggest shock to my pocket is the lodging cost. You know, I stayed in a hostel in a little pod in order to mitigate that cost, in order to be in the heart of Tokyo, where I can actually show you, you know what I mean, that crossing and that major area that everybody comes and see. You got to see that Shibuya street crossing. It's marvelous. It's shocking. It's hard to describe it in words. It truly is, because I mean, just so many people. People dress very nice here. I'm not gonna say they are conservative dressed. They're just very nice. You know what I mean? I would like to know like what it looks like during the summer months, how people dress. But as you see, most people have, you know, they dress cool, man. Like you don't see like people with like ripped jeans. They're pretty much anti-tattoos. There's some establishments here where you cannot have a tattoo and enter the place, so you have to cover it up. So, you know, be mindful of that. If you're a traveler with tattoos, you know, maybe wear some long sleeves. Otherwise, you may encounter some issues in certain places. When it comes to the language, the restaurants that I visited, most of them had English menus available. You know what I'm saying? Most of them had English menus available. So if you don't speak Japanese, like in my case, I don't speak Japanese, don't be too concerned about that. You will be fine. You know, Tokyo is a very touristy place, so you're gonna definitely have no problems, you know, with, you know, food, ordering food and things like that. And there's so many tourists. If you need help, you're always gonna find somebody that can help you out. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what the situation is over here. All right. So as I'm waiting for my Uber to change locations, I want to talk about the bathroom situation here. They have really nice bathrooms, man. You open the door, the lid pops up, you know, it cleans you, it dries you, it does all of these things, and the seats are heated. Now, I've had heated toilet seats before, but it's everywhere here, you know. That's the thing about this country, is like, it's so advanced in so many ways. You have that in every bathroom I've gone to. But sometimes there's too many buttons. And one time, I actually went to take a leak at the bar, and when I was leaving, I was trying to flush, and I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the one that's shooting water at you. You know what I'm saying? And then unfortunately, somebody was opening the door, because I didn't know how, and I didn't lock the door. I didn't know how to stop it, and the water just shot right through that door and hit that man on the face. I felt so bad. I'm lucky I already freaking paid my tab. I ran away from that place, man. Hey, I felt so bad. That That was so messed up, man. But it was my fault, but not intentionally. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, be careful here. When you go to the bathroom, make sure you really understand, you know, the different buttons and stuff. Maybe I'm just from the jungles, man. I don't know, but that was just way too many buttons. I sat there, I was just too confused, man. I was too confused. So yeah, that's Japan for you. Another thing I want to mention is the tipping culture. There's no tipping here. The waitresses, the bartenders, they are very well compensated, and they don't expect your tip. And you don't need to tip them. It's not expected. It's, you know what I mean? It's just not a thing here. You know what I mean? Just like in Europe, most countries, you don't have to tip at all. So that's basically the same thing here.